Hello and welcome to the stream. I'm trying to make sure I have everything set up here correctly. Welcome to the stream. My name is Des, and welcome to Des Text. You know, every year there is an event called an Hour of Code that's put on by code.org. The Hour of Code is a way to introduce people interested in the IT community or even in computer science. It's always held during Computer Science Week, which is ironically this week. And I thought it would be a great idea to run through one of the exercises and do a quick hour of code. So I'm going to break for just 1 second to allow a few more people to pop in, and we'll get started with some coding with Minecraft. Gotta love it. Alright, gonna get back going here. I just gotten messages that certain people were not able to hop on yet, so I made sure I sent them the info. So let's get started. Now, here's the thing. We all love Minecraft. I've been playing Minecraft since it came out, since before it was one of the world's biggest sandbox games. Notch and Mojang did a great thing when they created this game. It gave everyone an opportunity to create a character and experiment with building, to learn about engineering and how things work, whether it be farming, architecture, animal husbandry, or even electronics. Minecraft has actually been really, really influential. Well, today I'm going to be doing an hour of code experiment, or rather event, that code.org has been putting on for quite a few years. Now, if you don't know what Hour of Code is, let's go back to the beginning. Hour of Code is a chance for kids and students all around the nation, around the world really, to take an hour out of their day during Computer Science Week to practice some code, to learn about computer science, to learn some Python or JavaScript, SQL, C, C Sharp, you know, all the languages you would use in the real world. Now, me personally, I've been coding for quite a few years now. As a matter of fact, the last language I was coding in was SQL, structured query language. And it's such a great experience being able to create from the ground up something that others are going to be able to utilize for years to come. And as a coder, you get to do just that. Now, this is not just open to streamers or what have you. No, this is open to students, teachers, everyone, anyone who would like to learn about code, teach code, or just practice on your own. Now, how would we do that today on the stream? Well, it's more than just playing on a little Minecraft. You see, joining an SMP or playing in a sandbox world is great when everything that you are building is done with the blocks. But behind all of this is code. Whether it's building a scaffolding ladder or scaffolding elevator or even a water elevator. Everything that makes this happen is all code. So as I rest in game for the night, I'm gonna log out, disconnect from this SMP that I'm a member of, this survival multiplayer server, and we're going to do some coding in Minecraft. Now, how would you do this? Well, simple. There are many resources that teachers have at their disposal, and they're able to teach these lessons and even practice them themselves so they're more proficient in what's going on. And behind the blocks that you're putting down is either Python or JavaScript. So what are we going to be doing then, right? Am I going to bring up a code compiler? Not exactly. We're going to be using something that was originally developed by MIT, the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, the premier IT and technology and STEM school for the nation. And we are going to code using Scratch. So what is Scratch? Scratch is a baseline language created by MIT to help teach young minds how to code, how to write code, and what the fundamentals are of coding. Today we're going to do a few exercises to get our minds wrapped around it, and hopefully we don't take longer than an hour. I know I can edit it down after time, but that's beside the point. As I said, hopefully today we won't take over an hour of time on these activities, but we're going to start off with the Minecraft Voyage Aquatic. It launches our own compiler window. That way, we don't have to actually download and install a separate program. Now, once I get everything set up, I will be a part of the Microsoft and Minecraft educator community. And I'll be doing more of these coding adventures to help you understand a little bit more field trips, so people can learn more about not just code, but the environment, the ecosystems they live within, architecture, those STEM topics. So let's watch real quick this introduction to the Voyage Aquatic.
Hello, you're just in time. Welcome to the Voyage Aquatic. I'm about to embark on a quest to find hidden underwater treasure, and I'm very glad to have your help. Who knows what we'll encounter along these mysterious waterways? We're meant to meet our first guide somewhere on the stop.
Welcome, adventurers. To complete the Voyage Aquatic, you'll need to solve a series of puzzles using Curd. Here's how it works. Your screen is split into three main parts. On the left, you'll see the Minecraft world. The middle area is your toolbox, where you can find coding commands. And on the large area on the right is your workspace. This is where you can stack commands to build your program and control your movements. The instructions for each level are at the top of the page. Click the plus sign to change between long and short instructions. Try dragging blocks from the toolbox into the workspace, stacking them, and then click the run button to execute your commands. You might have to try a few times to get it right, and some of the puzzles have more than one solution, so experiment to see what works. If you want to try again, click the reset button to go back where you started. If you need to delete a command, just drag the block from your workspace back into the toolbox. Remember, click run to see what your code looks like in action.
Okay, enough messing around, fellow adventurer. Let's start coding to find some underwater treasure.
All right, so this is what we're going to be using tonight to actually practice a little bit in coding. As I said, this style of code is known as Scratch, and it was created by MIT to help teach computer science to young learners. So, as in all Minecraft games, you start off with one of two base characters, an Alex or a Steve. We're not going to get too much into lore, but I'm going to pick Steve just for S&Gs. So today we're going to follow the instructions that we see, and we're going to create code blocks to complete this mission. So it says you need supplies for the voyage ahead. So collect a boat from the chest. Outstanding. So we need to go to this chest and get the boat. So really and truly, the only thing that we need to do is to move forward enough spaces to get to the chest. And if you look, there's blocks on the ground which tell us how many spaces to move. If you count the squares, that's 1, 2 squares. So that's 2 squares to get to where the chest is. Let's go ahead and run this code where when you run it, it's just going to move forward 2 squares. And as I said, behind the scenes, there's actually code going on. Here we're looking at the Harvard and Berkeley version of the block code. This is JavaScript behind the scenes. All right, so JavaScript behind the scenes. Let's go ahead and run this. All right, it even has the Minecraft sounds. Love it. All right, so puzzle 1 complete. Just wrote 2 lines of code. And as I said, the 2 lines literally move forward twice. In any line of code, when you're done with your command block, you always put a semicolon. In some instances where you see the move forward, you have these parentheses. Inside those parentheses, you can put other bits of code that will modify what has just happened. Now, we're not going to do that tonight, but with more advanced coding, we might just tinker around with that. So let's move forward. So now boats are much easier than swimming in the open water. Head to the end of the dock to hop aboard. All right, so we need to move 1, 2, 3 blocks to hop into the boat. But here's the catch. We have to turn right in order for us to continue moving. I mean, we could just go ahead and drop 1, 2, 3 move forwards just to see what's going to happen. Yeah, Steve can't swim that well in this version. But if we take this code chunk and start fresh, you'll see that when we move forward and turn right, then we can move forward 1 and 2 more blocks. We can get to the boat more easily. I really do like when code is this simple. Alright, so here we need to pilot the boat across the open sea to catch the cod. The cod is this flashing, flapping fish that's in the middle of the water. Let's see, how many blocks are between us and the cod? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks. And the best part of it, there are no turns. So here we're just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now, you notice that the command block is grayed out. It's not as dark as it should be. That's because I didn't connect to the when run statement. In SQL, it's called a select statement. In BASIC, it's called a go statement or a go to statement. So here, when we run this code, we'll move forward enough blocks, 6 blocks, to catch the cod. Let's see if our lure 2 fishing hook is up to snuff. Didn't quite catch this cod, did we? That's because in this case, We don't just need to move forward, we need to move forward and over it. So let's reset and let's try this again. And now we've just completed puzzle 3, writing 7 lines of code. Not everything is always as straightforward. You notice when I counted it out first, I only said there were 6 blocks between the cod and I. Well, that's true. There are only 6 blocks between where I was originally placed and the cod. But there were 7 blocks in total to catch that cod. And that is what the instructions were specifically telling us to do. So make sure that you follow all of the instructions as you write the code and learn a little bit more about what's going on. Now there's a video that's supposed to be happening right here. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to just read through the transcript. And it says, "Great! You've caught a codfish. Did you know if you feed a codfish to a dolphin, the dolphin will guide you to a shipwreck where there may be treasure? We must be getting closer. The next set of puzzles are bound to be trickier, so we better learn some more coding skills." What's this? A cave? And as we go into the cave, "Welcome, adventurers. My name is Squid. I noticed you were using the same set of commands over and over in some of the last puzzles. Must have been a bit tiresome." Not really. Do you ever wish you had a way to do something over and over again, like, washing dishes or brushing your teeth without getting tired or bored? That would be nice. I agree, Squid. Computers are really good at doing the same thing over and over again using coding loops. When you want to run your program to do the same instructions many times, you can use a loop. In some code, it's called a repeat function or a standard loop function. It depends on how the loop is created as to how it handles the run. In this case, it looks like we're going to be repeating until. So the loop block contains instructions that are repeated until the goal is reached. Once your program starts a repeat until goal loop, it will keep repeating these same instructions inside until it gets the goal. Try this for yourself. Place the commands you want to use, repeat until goal block, click run, and watch it go. Okay, I'm skipping some words because the transcript. Well, that was weird. Who knew squids could code? I didn't even think they had fingers. So now we know about loops. Let's use them to bag us some more treasure. This is true. Squids don't have fingers, but they do have tentacles. That is some extremely fast tentacle typing. So here we see we need to feed the dolphin, and we have to use a repeat block to get across the ocean faster. So repeat until goal. And I'm just going to simply move forward and see what happens. And that's all we had to do. Now, if I wanted to, I could have actually made a bunch of left turns. But that would have been way more code than's needed. And no one likes a overly redundant block of code. So make sure that you try to keep it as trimmed and clean as possible. All right. There's a nautilus shell hidden somewhere. Explore the shipwreck to reach the chest. So here we have to go through the maze so that we can get the nautilus. So here is saying already, move forward, and it's within the repeat until goal. Yeah, that's not quite gonna work. But if we make a right turn and then go forward. Why, that actually can go right turn, 1, 2, right turn, 1, 2, right turn. That could actually work. We could also say left turn, but that would probably run us into a little bit of a headache. See the shadow there? That means that's probably a wall. So let's try this and see if this is exactly what we needed to do. We've got our nautilus shell, and it only took us 4 lines of code. We turned right, went forward 2 times, and we did that again until we met our goal. Once again, here's the code, and you can see this is a repeat until goal function. So these functions are very handy when you're writing code and script. It looks freezing out there. Navigate through the ice to reach the salmon. So we're going to go through the ice and get to the salmon. So first we're going to navigate to get forward. That's 3 blocks forward. And then we have to turn right. So forward, and then turn right. Okay, so now we go forward, and you can actually see the blocks in the actual clay that's on the shore, or rather the ice. Forward. Ooh, if we turn right again, we're going to be going back towards where we started. So we couldn't exactly use the repeat function here. So let's see. Go forward. 3. Oh, I think I have it. I'm going to break some code here. Because if we start off at the beginning and go right turn, we could then go forward, turn left, forward. Oh no, we still would have to do forward. But nope, you can't do a repeat to goal there. But we could repeat 3 times. 1, 2. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's move forward twice. Because if you move forward twice, 3 times 2 is going to be 6. So that's still going to be moving forward the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks that we need to move forward. So 1, 2, 3. Yes, let's go ahead and add this in here, and then we'll say turn left instead of turning right. And using Scratch, you have the option with these drop downs to change from left to right, and you could also say how many times you would like to repeat a specific command. In this case, I could put the number 6 in, take out one of the move forwards, and that's doing the exact same as moving forward twice 3 times. Because just like 3 times 2 is equal to 6. 6 times 1 is also equal to 6. So forward. Alright. And then going to turn right. 1, 2, 3. Let's go ahead and say repeat 3 times, move forward. And you know what else we could do on the repeat 3 times? We can also move forward the first time 3 times. So if we just, there we go. And we clean up our work area there. And we now use the repeat 3 times or repeat X number of times functions. We can now shorten the amount of code that we're writing while also getting to our destination. Let's try it. Outstanding. We just got ourselves a salmon. Now, as I said, we can do this the other way. So let's go ahead and one, two, three. Going to turn left. Now, if you are doing this for the first time or trying to map out the code for the first time, it's okay to go ahead and write longer blocks of code. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Very cool. But after you've been coding for a little bit, you'll find that specific functions do make your life a lot easier, especially when you go from this short block of code to this longer block of code. Granted, they both still accomplish the exact same goal. But which one would you rather have? Me personally, I would probably take this one. Oh no, we forgot one thing. Now let's run it. There we go. I goofily took everything and didn't leave the first turn right. Now remember how long that code was? Here we just used 9 lines of code versus the double digits. Using functions can dramatically shorten the amount of time it takes to write needed code. Uh-oh, looks like we have another introduction here for conditionals. Ooh, if-then statements. Let's see what they have to say.
Wow, another 3 puzzle solved. And we've caught a salmon. Not quite as exciting as piles of gold, but we'll take what we can get. And I have a feeling that Nautilus shell will come in handy later. I wonder what lurks in these ruins. Perhaps another hint. Let's take a look inside.
My name is Nettie, and welcome to my ruins. We make decisions all the time based on conditions. If it looks like rain, then we'll grab an umbrella. If we're hungry, then we'll eat a snack. If we see a creeper, then we run in the opposite direction. Computers make these types of decisions too. They can actually respond to conditions using code. To program a response like this using your code command, select an if path block. Select the drop-down to create the command. For example, if you write the command if path to the right and place turn right beside the condition, then when Steve reaches an open path to the right, he will always turn right. If there's no opening to the right, he will not turn right. These conditional if commands are helpful when you run code in unpredictable situations, such as mysterious ruins and underwater caves. Try using the if blocks and take the code for a spin.
Wow, Nettie's ruins were awesome. I really got to move out of my parents' house. So what do you think? Are the conditions right for us to complete the final puzzles? Let's give it a go.
All right. So here we have Nettie's ruins that we are swimming through. And just like Nettie showed us, we have to get Steve-O here over to this chest to get the sandstone. Oh, sorry, to get the prismarine treasure. So we're going to search through the sandstone to get to the chest and get the prismarine treasure. Now, here's the thing. We're going to have to move forward and turn a couple of times. So if we go 1, 2, make sure I'm counting correctly because the blocks aren't exactly square all of the time. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Oh, well, wait. It's only one move forward line here, right? Well, that's because we're going to move forward until we reach our goal. But with this conditional block, if there is a path to our right, left, or ahead, we're going to turn and then continue forward. Now, in this case, we're going to go to the right. Because if we look, there's only 2 right turns between us and the chest. So we're going to, bam. If there's a path to the right, we turn right. And now let's see if this is actually what we need to do. We just got our prismarine treasure. Outstanding. Now, what if we did that without using the repeat and if path functions? Mind you, this was only 4 lines of code. Let's see what we would have to do. We'd have to move forward the 6 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we'd have to turn right. We'd have to move forward twice again. Then turn right. And then move forward twice again. Already, this block of code that we're writing is far longer than what we originally had. We had 4 lines. Here now, we have 12 lines. 4 lines, 12 lines. Normally, the less amount of code you write is more appreciated by the people who are doing QA or quality assurance and code checking. So let's continue. All right, so here, now we have to get in our boat from here over to this tropical fish. So all around us, we have magma blocks and lava. And we get the tropical fish once we capture it. And it's over here in this coral reef. I can only imagine there's some dead coral. That's the gray. Then we have the brain blocks and the brain coral. The fire coral. I mean, there's so many different crimson coral. There's so many different types of coral and blocks and what have you in Minecraft. It's hard to remember them all. But let's do this. We're going to say, just for giggles, we're going to move forward. And if there's a path to the right, we're going to turn right. Mind you, I see pretty much the same block that we had last time, right? All we have to do is move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we have to turn right again and move forward 1 more block. That's quite a few lines of code there, if I'm counting correctly. So this 4 blocks might just do the trick. Let's see. We're moving forward, and we're going to repeat this until we're done. Why? We're there, and it only took the 4 lines of code. Those same 4 that we wrote previously. Repeating it until we've reached our goal. The repeat until goal function. We're going to move forward. And if there is a path to the right, then we're going to turn right. Now, there's another part of the conditional statement that they haven't talked about yet. Is if that condition is not true. So if it's false. So if there's not a path to the right, the swimmer would keep going forward. We can also say else in these conditional statements. If, then, else. So if there's something going on, then do that. If not, continue doing what you're doing. Or else, you could do this over here. So a line of code may read, if there's a path to the right, turn right. Else, if there's a path to the left, turn left. So let's continue on. Let's see if they add that condition in there. All right. Here we have to get to the chest. And we've made it to the reef. Now we have to search for the heart of the sea. So we have to use the blue and red coral to reach the treasure chest. In other words, we're going to be moving across those as our markers. Sometimes when you're writing code, you have specific milestones or markers to reach with your code, especially if there's a condition involved. If there's something that you have reached, then we go this direction. If there's something else, then you go the other direction. Sometimes in flowcharting, we call that a yes-no statement or a decision tree. In this case, that's exactly what we're using, is a decision tree. If we're standing on a red coral, a blue coral, sand, deep water, oak planks, or a sea lantern. Let's go back to our instructions real quick. We're going to use the blue and red coral. So that means we can actually ignore the sand, deep water, oak planks, and sea lantern and only focus on the blue and red coral. So let's try this. We're going to repeat until we get to our goal. And we're going to say, move forward. If we're standing on blue coral, we're going to turn right. If we're standing on red coral, we're going to turn left. By using that small blockage of code there, we should be able to get to the chest. Mind you, all we have to worry about are our blue and red corals. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so 8. So we have 2 red and 6 blue coral to go over. So let's see if this code is exactly what we need. We're moving forward, and now we're at a blue coral. It's running exactly as we intended. You see, when we have specific markers using conditional statements, we're able to actually tell the code exactly what we need it to do and make the needed changes if there's not something available or if there's information that's needed elsewhere. And we did this today with only 6 lines of code. Mind you, as we're doing this, you are writing JavaScript. This is exciting. No matter what grade you're in, would you have ever thought that today you were learning some JavaScript? Now today we're going to be using the prismarine blocks and sea lanterns. The sea lanterns are the white blocks here. The instructions say there's a squid hiding somewhere in this ocean monument. Can you find it? And we have a hint available for us. Let's see what the hint says. Do we want a hint? Yeah, sure. See the sea lanterns? How can you use a conditional with them to get through the ocean monument? That's a very, very interesting hint. We can use these sea lanterns to do the same thing we did previously. So we're going to move only on the prismarine blocks using the sea lanterns and get to this squid here. So we're going to repeat this code until we get to our goal. Move forward. And if we're standing on a sea lantern, we're going to turn right. We don't need any other code here, I don't think, because the instructions specifically state to use the sea lanterns. It doesn't say to use the red or blue coral. It doesn't say to use the sand, deep water, or the oak plants. Just the sea lanterns. So, 5 lines of code? Nah, it couldn't have been that easy. Right. Maybe it is just that easy because in 2 more lanterns, 1 more, we're at our squid. A lifetime supply of black ink. And 4 lines of code is all it took. I counted 5, but I guess they're not saying the initial instruction is counted, which is fine, it's fair. But 1, 2, 3, 4 lines of script here were used to get us from the entrance of the ocean monument to our destination. Now we have to build a wall using the prismarine, and we have to do it around this black concrete. When we do that, we're going to be able to activate this conduit, which is what's in the middle, and we can complete the challenge. Okay. So we're going to repeat this statement until this conduit is completed. Let's count how many times we need to place prismarine and move forward. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me double check that. So that's 1, 2, 3, 5. It's 5 blocks. Sometimes you have to double check yourself so you make sure that you don't make any mistakes. Let's put it inside here. And if you're standing on now we're not going to be standing on sand. We just need to build the wall around the black concrete. So let's say if we're standing on the sea lantern, we're going to turn right. Now another way that we could do that is to be very specific. We could use these if statements to say, if we're standing on dark prismarine, which is the dark blocks, you place a block. So if you're standing on a sea lantern, Then you would need an additional statement here. It would be place a block and turn right. So let's see if this code will get us to our goal. All right, we have just reached our goal using 6 lines of code. If we had done it the other way, it would have taken 10 lines. I think this is a better alternative. Now we've just created our conduit, which means we can use the conduit to be able to breathe underwater. That's excellent. No need for a respiration spell or enchantment. Wait, let's see what our dear friend here has to say.
Congratulations, you did it.
Congratulations.
You did it. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
What a great day. All the treasure hunting led to us to build a Minecraft conduit. Nautilus shells, treasure chests, and I just love the color of this marine. And we learned how to code with loops and conditionals.
Speaking of coding, there is one more level to this quest. Are you up for it, adventurers?
It's a free play level, and you can put your coding skills to use and build something incredible.
A place to hide your treasure, an underwater monument, a coral castle. So many ideas. Try using loops to create a repeat action and conditionals to prepare for all those unpredictable scenarios.
You've certainly proven yourself an intrepid coder by now, and I can't wait to see what you build. And hopefully your adventures with code don't end here. Bon voyage!
Bon voyage. This has definitely been an excellent experience. Oh, we can build whatever we want in this whole area and use the same code blocks that we had to start off with. Let's see. Do I want to run this whole thing? Nah. Let's go ahead. You know what? Let's do this. Move forward. And we spawn up cod. And we're going to turn to the right. And let's just say if we're standing on sand, we do this block. Okay? If we're standing on You know what? Let's not do that. Because I just thought about it. That first one is going to be a little tricky. So, we're going to, if you're standing on a sea lantern, turn right. All right. we're going to move forward. Two times. All right. And while we're moving forward, we're gonna spawn spawn let's spawn a dolphin on this one. Two dolphins. And then we're going to, if we're standing on sand, we're going to turn right again. Actually, let's just turn right. Because that's adding one more line that we really don't need. And then we can go down to this one, and we're going to repeat 5 times, which from here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, that's 4. So let's repeat that 4 times. All right, and then that's going to be a move forward. And we're going to spawn salmon. Okay. And if we're standing on a sea lantern, we already have that there. All right. So let's see what this does. Pretty good. We're just filling in the ocean. Pretty good, pretty good. Let's copy this project and I'll just tweet it out right quick. I'm pretty proud of that. All right. Let's go ahead and finish this, and congratulations. If you've been following along, you just finished your hour of code. Yes! We can go ahead and tweet that out. I'll share it on Facebook. I'm excited to let people know that I just completed a code experience. Let's try this again. Yeah, it's not giving me the correct URL, but that's okay because I can bring it to this screen. I can save the image. I'm going to say certificate. And now I have my certificate that I completed an hour of code. And you too can get your certificate for completing the hour of code. Go to code.org/Minecraft and complete this experience as well. I'm going to try to do this again tomorrow night. Maybe a little earlier even over on Twitch. I may even do the hero's journey again on YouTube. Let me know what you like, what you experience, and what do you think about this hour of code. And if you want to see more coding projects like this or more advanced projects, let me know that as well. And I look forward to bringing you more content and more STEM projects in the future. On behalf of everyone at the DevSix Community Hub, be positive, be lifted, and engaged while being empowered. And if you're interested in STEM or STEAM, you're in the right place. You have a great day, and I'll see you next time.